Alright, hey everybody, this is Joe from NC Piedmont Outdoors. I am not at my hunting property for this particular video this week. I'm actually in my garage at home. My boat has been taken to Bass Pro to get some work done on it, get the engine oil change and go through all the inspections and kind of get it ready. I was going to do it in January, but I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it now while it's spring break here in April before turkey season, and that way get the boat all ready to go, because I wasn't going to take it out when all the kids are off from school, because sometimes the lakes get a little crowded and it's just crazy. So while the boat's in the shop, I decided, you know what, now's a good time to actually get to what I've been talking about in a lot of my videos, is to get this Coleman stove cleaned up. So right in front of me right now is my Coleman dual fuel camp stove, my 424. So we're going to go ahead and kind of take this apart and kind of show you how I'm going to clean it. And then I did buy some spray paint to kind of clean it up, and I've got something really special planned for my stove. So let's go ahead and start getting this apart and kind of showing those pieces, laying them out, and then we'll start cleaning and see if we can get it to work. So bear with me, and we'll start taking this apart in a second. All right, so let's go ahead and start taking this stove apart. So let's unlock it here. Lift the lid up, and I'm just gonna pull out the rack right there. We'll take my fuel canister out. Now my fuel canister still has fuel in it. I'm not gonna empty it. I'm just gonna kind of just gently kind of rub and wash the outside here to try to see if I can get off some of this rust. I didn't really plan to do a whole lot with it, paint it and do crazy things with it, and I really didn't want to empty the fuel and do all that. I'm really more concerned about the burner and the overall stove itself. So let's see if just cleaning these pieces will help kind of get this working the way I think it needs to be working, because if you've seen some of my videos, you know it's been having some blowouts and stuff. So I want to make sure these burners are all cleaned out and see if we still have a problem. So let's start with that first. So what I think I'm going to do first is, let's see if we can, let's see if I can kind of take off, disconnect this piece right here. So I'm going to take my handy dandy Phillips head screwdriver, and let's see if we can take this off. There we go. And just kind of lay these pieces out. Alright, take that screw out. Okay, put that down. Alright. Okay, so that takes care of that right in the back there. So now, if I close this, again, let's just do that real quick. And then I flip this up, and then there's some bolts in here that hold those burners on. So let's see if we can get, I've just got my Northern Tool ratchet set right here, so let's kind of get an extension on there and see if we can figure out what size that is. Let's see, which one's this one? Let's see if we can, a little too small. Try this. Oh, yeah, there we go. So that's tight. Let's try to loosen this thing. There we go. Alright, so this is a 7/16. Yeah, 7/16. So I got a 7/16. Okay, that came off. Let's see. Let's do this one. There we go. That seemed to go pretty easy and come right off, so that's not a problem. Alright, cool. Now I don't know if I need to get pliers to pull those out, or I can just, that one seemed to come right off. This one seemed to come right off. Oops, man, I just need another turn or two. Alright. Okay, let me go get some needle nose pliers. I'll get in there and pull those bolts right out. Bring you right back. Alright, so let me use these pliers and get that bolt out. Let's see if I can grab it real quick. See it in there. There we go. Okay. This is kind of what that cap nut looks like right there. There you go. There you can see it. So I got that out. I think that's it. I don't even think there was a washer or anything on it. It just sits on that. Okay. Let's do the other one now. Okay, and again, same thing on the other side right there. So that came out of that thing. So just kind of set these on the side. Let's flip this back over. Open this up again. Okay, get these out of the way right now. And this should now come right out. And it does. Cool. So now I have the burner completely removed from the stove. And as you can see, this definitely needs to be cleaned. So I'll put that off to the side, and you can see even the bottom of this stove is pretty nasty. So, okay, so now let me see what I do next. So I think the next part is I'm going to try to take off and see if this plate can come out. I believe it's got screws on the side. Let's take a look. So let's see. Yeah, so I got some Phillips heads right here. So I'm going to take these out and then take that bottom piece out. So let's go ahead and use my Phillips screwdriver, and I'll take these off. Cool. All right. All right, come out. The other side. There's two on the other side. One, and let's do this other one right here. Phillips head. Okay, that came out. Perfect. All right, let's open this back up. Now this plate should come right out, and it does. Okay, yeah, that is absolutely nasty. So this definitely, as you can see, needs to be cleaned up and scrubbed up, so we definitely got to do that as well. Put that on the side. So now, all right, so now what I want to do is I want to just get a bucket of hot soapy water and a scrub pad and just kind of scrub all that bottom stuff off there and see how much of it comes up, and then see what I need to do to take off some of this rust, because ultimately I do want to repaint this and get it looking kind of brand new. So let me go ahead and get that soapy water, and I'll bring you right back, and we'll see how much of this gunk we can get off with that. All right, so I did get a bucket of hot soapy water, and then I was able to pop the lid off. So there's just these little tiny tabs right here on the sides that hook in like that. So I was just able to pull this one tab side in, and then pop the lid right off. So you can throw that on the side, and now we can just kind of scrub this. So I've got some hot soapy water here in a bucket off to the left of the camera. If you can see that, I'll just turn it a little bit. So I've got a nice steel Brillo pad, some warm soapy water, and I'm just going to try to see how much of this stuff is just gunk and how much of this is rust that I may need to do something a little more with. But let's go ahead and really scrub all this bottom and get it as clean as possible, and then see what I might need to do. So I'm just going to do this a couple times. I'm going to wipe it out with some paper towels, rinse it. So rather than have you watch me do that for about 5 or 10 minutes, I'll just kind of give you an example there, and then I'll bring you back once I think it's as cleaned up as I can, and then we'll see where I need to go for next steps from there. All right, everybody, so now we've got the base all cleaned up and scrubbed down. You can see where the steel wool has kind of gotten rid of the grease and the clumps, and kind of left those patches there where the paint has faded off from use. So it definitely needs a good repainting. So I'm going to go over this again maybe one more time and see if I've missed any spots a little bit. I see a little bit of rust around the handle here, so I'm going to clean that up. But otherwise, I think it's pretty good and be ready to kind of just spray paint it again. I'm not going to sand the whole thing down. I just want to get just kind of cleaned up and get all that grease. I think that should be good enough to get the get this repainted. But I need to focus now on the tray that the burner sat on. That's pretty disgusting and pretty dirty, so I definitely need to clean that up. And then I'm going to go and work on the lid a little bit. I've got to peel off that Coleman sticker that they put on because I've got some plans for the lid for this particular stove, which is kind of what I'm going to show you in another episode. But for right now, let's just continue on with cleaning. So let me get to that, and then once that's done, I'll bring you back and kind of show you what that looks like. All right, so the steel wool again on that tray cleaned up rather nicely. Got those spots that had some rust on it, kind of cleaned it up. Ooh, there's a little bit more right there. I can see I got to scrub this a little bit more. I missed that, but we're going to go ahead and rub that steel wool on here and get that bare to that metal, and then when we spray paint it, it'll all kind of be covered up, obviously. So let me do a little bit more work on this. Then I'm going to take the grill and we're going to kind of wash and soak this as well and try to get that as clean as possible, and then, as I said, back onto the cover. So let's do a little bit more cleaning, and then we'll bring you back for some more stuff and kind of show you the end result. All right, everybody, so I've got this rack cleaned up pretty good. You could obviously tell which side is a little bit shinier. This is where the second burner is. It wasn't getting used as much, and this is where my first burner is, but definitely a big improvement. You can still see some of the patina there from the flame being on it, but definitely cleaned up nicely. I'm guessing if I probably soaked this in a pan overnight with some degreaser and then scrubbed it a little bit more, it might come out a little bit better, so maybe I will do that after I'm done with this video. But for now, that's pretty good. It's pretty cleaned up, pretty shiny, so that looks pretty decent. So all right, let's put this to the side now, and then we're going to now focus on the lid. And let me take that piece and we'll kind of show you what I'm going to do with that. Now for the lid, what I'm going to do here is I don't think I can take these off. They're kind of riveted in and connected, so they're not screws, so I don't want to pop them off. I'll break something. That's not going to work. I'm not going to do all that work. So basically what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take off those stickers, clean this all, wipe this all down. I got to get more fresh hot water and new scrub pad. I'm going to scrub this down and get it as clean, get off any rust, whatever, and then and then I think when I'm going to paint this, I'm going to have to put tape on all these pieces and cover it up. So it's going to be a little bit of an involved project, and I'll show you the end product there. I don't think you need to watch me tape up these pieces as I get ready to paint the ones that need paint. So definitely need to do that. And then of course the burner itself, we definitely got to take that apart, and I do have some paint for that. So let me go ahead and get these stickers off. I think I can just, it looks like I can just peel this off, so hopefully it cooperates. It doesn't leave a lot of junk on there like it is right there. So okay, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more work in trying to get these stickers off, but I'm definitely gonna pull them off. I don't need the instructions. I know how to work the stove by now. So all right, let me get those off, and then we'll bring you back when I've got it all cleaned up and ready to go. So the lid is now cleaned. I removed those stickers that were on the inside, wiped this all down, scrubbed it all down. It wasn't that dirty just because it's the lid, and it just wasn't. So, but this is all clean. So now it's time to put this off to the side, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the burner kind of taken apart and start getting those pieces clean. But I think in the meantime, I'm going to pull over one of my small tables that I have in the garage with my little stool, because I'm getting tired of just kind of sitting on the ground. So let me pull that up. That way I can at least sit a little bit when I start taking that apart and make sure I get all the pieces right together, because you definitely don't want to mix up the pieces for the burner set. So let me get that set up, and then we'll bring you back.
Everybody, just a quick word from some of the supporters of the channel. First Slammer Series turkey calls. They're made by a hunter for hunters. If you're looking for a new turkey call, visit www.slammerseries.com. Also, Aqua Leisure Services LLC, serving the Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and surrounding areas, meeting all your pool and spa needs. Science Scientists, providing a broad range of services, including wall, murals, vehicle wraps, design, print, and marketing services. Regardless of your business requirements, their experts are up to the task. Visit www.sciencescientist.com or call 919-685-7641. Also, Tactical Creations. We're a small, personalized business that's here to help you personalize items to make the gift that you give that much more special. Visit www.tacticalcreation.com or call 770-548-2691. If you're interested in purchasing any NC Piedmont Outdoors apparel or Slammer Series apparel, visit our Teespring site. The link is in the description box.
So the two burners, we got to take these apart, and we got to make sure that we keep the right pieces together. Got to clean this clean them all out. So I got my water up here on my little table because I'm tired of pinning down. So let's take these apart, lay out the pieces, get them all scrubbed, get them all clean, let them dry, and then we'll put it back together. I do have paint. I got some high heat paint, so I think I am going to paint this as well. So let me get it apart first and lay these pieces out, and we'll get them clean. So I'll start with the second burner. So let's see how easily this comes out. Hopefully. Alright, so there's the screw. Okay, so that screw came out. And then I know there's a bunch of discs here. So interesting. Okay, so obviously it goes down like that, and when it comes off, so down like this, divot there. Okay, so we'll put that off to the side. Then we have these rings, and there's like, how many of these rings are? They're all stuck together. I thought there was 4 separate. Let's see. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can take these apart and kind of show you. So these two on the bottom came apart. So that was like that. And these, it looks like there's a top ring, a flat ring, and yeah, top ring and a flat ring. So they are not coming apart at all. So and these just go together, back together like this. So you can see there's a pattern even on this other ring, right? So where the burner. So it's interesting that they don't want to come apart. At least these two do. These other 3 don't seem to want to come apart. I'm not sure what I'm going to have to do here. I don't want to break them. I'm pretty sure they should come apart. So maybe when I put them in the water and we kind of get them clean, whatever's got clogged in there is going to get cleaned out. And then obviously this base piece comes off here, so you can see that. So that definitely needs to be clean. And then, oh my gosh, look at all that. Just ugh. That's on this particular piece. So this definitely all needs to be clean for sure. Oh man, that is just horrible looking. Let's see, can I take... If I undo this, if I unscrew this piece, I can only go that far. Okay, but at least I can clean it and kind of get it all wiped out, because that is just absolutely disgusting. Okay, so this is the second burner. So again, let's make sure we get these things back in correct order. Alright, let's look at this next burner. Wow, there's a lot of rings on that particular burner. So hopefully I get this right when I put it back together. Yeah, so definitely. But let's just try to keep these separate for right now. So I'm going to take these 3 rings that are stuck together that go on top, put them in the water and see if we can get them clean. So we'll try that. There's a screw. There's the bottom rings. Let's bring this over here so you can watch me do this. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. Just stick it in the water and kind of get this scrubbed up. I mean, this is all I've been doing with all the parts, is just kind of stick it in the soapy water here using some steel wool and just kind of trying to get these cleaned up. Oh man, they really are chunked together. I can hear them trying to come apart. Yeah, there they go. That's what I thought. Ugh, that is disgusting. That is just gross. These rings. So, yeah, I mean, they should just lay together like that. So again, you've got to, yeah, just the flat, and then these crinkle ones, and they just kind of go together to make like a pattern there. I hope you can see that. I'm not really sure if you can based on the camera, but you know, they're just like, yeah, those patterns right there. But let's get these all cleaned up, washed up, and scrubbed, and then we'll lay these out to dry. So I don't think you need me seeing to watch me scrub this stuff. We'll get it all cleaned up, and then I'll bring you back when I'm going to take off that primary burner on that side. So stay tuned, everybody. All right, so I've got all those pieces laid out on the paper towel over there. So let's go ahead now, and we are going to take off this main burner piece. Same process, right? We're just going to unscrew the screw here and then take the discs off, and then we'll clean them all, and then I'll set them up on that paper towel. So, and then once that's done, we'll just start cleaning these pieces right here. So, all right, let me get that all taken apart, and I'll show you when it's all done. So I've taken apart the primary burner here, and I've got all the pieces laid out. Same kind of setup. The bottom ring does have this extra washer that comes in with this particular burner side. So I've just got that extra piece, the 5 rings, the screw, and the top piece. So got that all cleaned up. It's drying now on that paper towel, just like the secondary burner. So now I'm just going to focus on this right here and kind of clean up all this, scrub it all down. I do have that silver high heat paint, so I'm going to try to repaint all of this in that color, and I have obviously green for the other piece, but that's coming later on in the video. For right now, let's scrub this all down and get rid of all this gunk and see if we can get this cleaned up a little bit, and hopefully again make the stove function a little bit better than what you've seen in some videos. So let me clean that up, and then I'll bring you right back when it's done, kind of show you the end product again. Okay, so we've got the 3 base pieces all hanging up from one of my storage racks in my garage. I got a tarp up so I don't get the spray paint all over my garage door and some of the things I have stored here. I've got blue tarp off to the left here, which you can't see. That's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my spray paint. And the spray paint I chose for this, I'm just going to use good old Rust-Oleum Farm Equipment John Deere heavy duty, weather resistant, rust preventative JD green. So it's going to be a little bit lighter than the traditional color on these Coleman stoves, but I have some other stuff I'm going to do to it as well. So I'm just going to start by spray painting the end piece, then the middle piece, and then the lid on the side. So let me go ahead and just kind of start doing that, and then once it's done, I'll kind of bring you back and just kind of show you the product. All right, everybody, so as you can see on the left-hand side there, that's the color of the JD Green Rust-Oleum Farm Equipment color. So this is kind of the John Deere green. So I've got that piece completely painted, both sides and along the edges, so I think it looks really good. I'm not sure if I'm going to need a second coat or not. We'll have to wait and see when it dries and see what it looks like. So now I'm just going to go ahead and do the case and the lid. I'm just going to do the same thing, just kind of spray it up. But you see I taped it up a little bit there to things I didn't want to spray the color green. But they should just look just like that. So I think it looks good right now. So I'm going to go ahead and spray these last 2 pieces. I've got a mask on, which is probably why I sound a little bit muffled here, because I don't want to breathe in all these fumes from the spray paint. But let's go ahead and get these last 2 pieces done, and then I'll bring you back and kind of show you what it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, we've got all 3 pieces that are now spray painted in the John Deere green Farm Equipment Rust-Oleum color. So all weather, all extreme. So this hopefully should help this stove last for a good number of years going forward. So this is going to take at least 24 hours. I can probably let it sit for 48 hours and let it dry completely. So let it out here in the garage and get out of these fumes for a while. So now the next step is going to be to take the burners, tape up those, and spray paint those with the high heat silver color spray paint that I have. So let me go ahead and get that all set up, and then I'll bring you back when I'm ready to show you what I'm going to do and how I'm going to spray that. All right, so I've got, as I said, all those 3 pieces painted. So now it's time to do the burners, the tubes for the burner. So I'm going to go ahead and use on them this high heat max premium color and finish, protects up to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit, rust inhibitor, interior exterior for grills, fire pits, and more. Dries in 10 minutes. So this, no drips, no errors, no runs. So oh my gosh, it's the most amazing spray paint you could possibly imagine. But anyway, so I'm going to use the Krylon here on that piece right there. Get this all sprayed up nice. I've got paper towels plugging those holes so nothing gets in there. I've got tape around the screw threads for the second burner feed and the screws that screw into the base plate over there. So those are taped and ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this, and then when it's all done, we'll bring it back and just kind of show you everything that's done. Okay, done. Sprayed up really quick. Got all the areas covered. looks great. Looks brand new. That silver is a really nice, clean color, so it's awesome. So, all right. So now, what are we going to do? Well, everything's going to stay in the garage. I'm going to kind of shut the garage door a little bit more and just give it a crack open to get some of the fumes out of here. But going to let this dry for 24 hours. So tomorrow, when I wake up, we'll come in here and hopefully it'll be dry. If it's still tacky, I'll leave it up. But so for part one of this video, as I showed you, was just kind of breaking down all these pieces and getting everything spray painted and getting the burners themselves clean. So they're all clean, drying on racks. So yeah, that's where we are for this video. So as always, folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you get the notifications when my videos post. Also, please support some of the supporters that support me running this channel. So if you need some kind of unique gifts, go out check out Tactical Creations. If you're looking for signs or signage or wraps for your car or anything, go reach out to the Sign Scientists. It's turkey season's in full swing. If you don't have your calls yet, you should have already, but if you don't, go ahead and reach out to Slammer Series Turkey Calls and get yourself some turkey calls for the end of the season. Also, check out Newcomb hunting blinds. I bought one for myself. I'm going hunting this week. I'm going to use my Newcomb hunting blind, so check them out as well. Really cool. And if you check out my Newcomb hunting video that I made, there's a code in there to get a 10% discount if you buy off their website. So please go ahead and check out Newcomb hunting blinds. They're really, really cool. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll have part 2 of this video, which is putting it back together and seeing if it all works. We'll have that posted for you soon. So thanks everybody for watching. Take care.
Thanks for watching NC Piedmont Outdoors, camping, fishing, and hunting adventures.